is brought to you by Buick and your...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michigan Replay. The Wolverines opened the season with a 35-13 win over Boston College. But, Mo, it was certainly not that easy as the score sounds.
Not until the end it got a little easy, but by that time we were all a little uptight. I think they played very well, and I think we had those first game jitters for some reason at a couple positions and made some terrible blocking errors really offensively, then played poorly on a couple defensive plays.
You had to know early, because you kicked off to them and they took the opening drive, went right down the field, that this was going to be a battle, not like everybody thought it was going to be a blowout.
Right. They hit their big tight end going down the middle here, and we had blown a coverage there, obviously, and the guy was wide open. And then we come back and get a chance right here to bail ourselves out, and Lance Dotton could have taken this and all the way back. And we were called for offsides, which give them the ball right back in better field position. And on the next play, they throw a touchdown, and Foley hits Miller.
The offside penalties really hurt you badly. Did you know they were going to come out and be able to throw the ball as well, or did you think that that was their game plan?
Well, Jim, here's what happens in those situations. You can go to man and get picked off and they end up with big plays. Here he has too much time to throw. We were lined up improperly. After the offsides penalty, they snapped the ball fairly quick, but they're going to throw some up in the air, then pretty soon you're going to find we pick them off. Here's Elvis hitting Derrick on our opening play, and we take the ball right down in there. We just stalled too many times on the short yardage situation.
You were successful
really hurt us
through the air, and they looked like they wanted to stop your run, and these passes were open.
Yeah, the passes were open, and yet Powers gained 170-some yards. So the running game at times worked quite well. Here on 4th and 1, though, we have a blocking error, and forces Ricky to turn back inside when we should have been outside there. And obviously we'd have done a lot better. But, you know, those happen sometimes in the first game, and you better get them eliminated before the next game.
The tight end hurt you a lot, Shimura, but on this drive, they go to their wide receivers and find him open.
Right. On a couple occasions here, they got Cannon down the sideline, and one was an excellent pass and catch. The other one, we didn't blow the coverage. We didn't play the technique properly, and then they kick a field goal.
They go up 10-0 in the first quarter. You got to be saying, hey, Nate, wait a minute. This isn't part of the script.
Right, and you don't want to lose your poise here, although it's tough. You know, you keep trying to pinch yourself to wake up, but here's Desmond making a good catch here and getting us some good field position.
Here's a big play. Another flag hurts you.
Yeah, Ricky breaks this in all the way. And here's an example, Jim. We shouldn't give the official right here a chance to throw a flag. We have a player who blocks behind the ball carrier. And whenever the ball carrier's out in front of you, don't block. And the official called us for clipping, and so that pulls us back. We get a lot of, you know, I was nervous about the calls that we might receive, and we got a couple. But here Elvis comes back and lays one up to Desmond, and Desmond makes a great catch. And we finally take advantage of them being in man coverage and hit the big play. Then we didn't do it again until the 4th quarter.
Right, you're back in it in 10-7. They come back, continue to work the air and work underneath your linebackers.
Right, they throw in front and then behind them. Here we're in man coverage. We just about got the blitz through and forced that throw off, but they caught it. Then we come back with another blitz and the quarterback scrambles. You got to get pressure on them, but you got to keep them contained at the same time. That's
big
the tough
play
part.
Here.
Big play. But, Jim, this is what happens. When they throw enough of them down to that tight end and he makes great catches around linebackers, pretty soon the ball's going to be tipped. And when it gets tipped, you're going to come up with it defensively. So Morrison did there. Here Ricky Powers makes a good run for about 12 yards. And we were good in spots here. Then right before half here, Elvis hits Van Dyne going out of bounds. Then we bring a crossing route in there, which Elvis threw on a line, and their safety picked off. And we just misread that one. I thought the route could have been run a little sharper there.
10-7 at halftime, you're walking off the field. You got to be saying, this is not the way it's supposed to be. What do I have to do at halftime to get them going?
Well, you know, you want to make some halftime adjustments, but I'm not a big halftime guy. I think those adjustments should be made during the game. We have time to talk to our players. The blackboard session at halftime helps you a little bit because you can bring it together as a head, and everybody's right there, and we agree on everything. But I thought we were a good football team and we were going to play better. I just didn't want to wait till the fourth quarter to do it. I was not really shaken as far as losing confidence, and I don't think the players were either. They were coming at us with the heavy blitzes, and finally in the fourth period, we got to operating the way we should have been.
Well, we'll be back. We'll be looking at the second half highlights, the Desmond Howard Show, if you want to know. And we'll also, before we go to break, talk to a guy who said the first half, well, you just as soon forget it.
You know, it wasn't really major adjustments because we knew what we had to do. It was just more or less getting out there, getting down to playing some football and getting everything behind us and just start the second half.
Play and to keep that momentum going up. But after that big play, the air was loud of balloon, and we didn't keep going up. We kind of regressed.
Desmond Howard, certainly the kind of kid that can make big plays. And Desmond has that ability to find the right time to make the big plays, doesn't he?
On this kickoff return, Jim, it was a very big play, and it gave us a little momentum in things that obviously helped us in the second half.
One of the things I always said is the first possession of the third quarter, either offensively, defensively, is key in a game.
Right.
And obviously Desmond gets you off to a great start.
No question. I like to come out in the second half. The thing about this kick, though, Jim, you have to see there, right there, Desmond makes a great cut, but there were a lot of good blocks in there. And you got to give him a little daylight, and once you give it to him, he has a knack of turning it into the end zone on many occasions.
Gives you your first lead, and the defense starts to play a little better.
Start playing a little better. Here we force an incomplete pass, and then Brown gets a big hit there, and it gets us excited a little bit. Those things really help, take a little starch out of the receiver as well. Then we come back, we have an opportunity, we slip up inside here and drop the football. Elvis can't do this. He's got to play better in that situation. You can't drop the football, and we had a receiver wide open.
That seemed to give them a lift.
Right, now they're going to come back, they hit Chimera, and they go down now, and they'll kick their field goal.
They go right back again, down
Right.
in a scramble. You got pressure outside, but Foley, the quarterback, was able to get back up inside against the pressure.
And when they go back 40-some times, your linemen have some problems, and those things are going to happen. They just can't happen consistently. There they hit Cannon, then they come back with, I believe this is where they hit pass over the middle, and then here we tip the ball. That's what I'm talking about, throwing it in and out of there, and then Eric Anderson comes up with a great interception right there.
That is a great interception. It got you out of trouble because they were driving and they were really on an up.
Right. And a lot of those plays, as I said, that they make, they're going to misfire a couple times. You tip the ball, then you should come up with it defensively. We dropped two, and then we had a penalty on another interception.
They get some yardage on the ground. Even though they got this nice play out of there, you still felt pretty confident about them versus the run.
Yeah, they didn't run the ball well on us, and that was good because they had less than 100 yards rushing, and we were well over 200. But then that's a very important stat. And as long as you keep them from running and make them throw the ball, and eventually you get them slowed down. Here's Ricky making a nice run here that gives us great field position.
At this point, it's 14-13. You're still very much looking like the upset victim, and then this drive really does the job for you.
Right. Here on 3rd and 1, Elvis dumps the ball out there to Bernie Leggett. See, we had 4th and 1, and we had to try a couple things in there to get the first down, so we dumped the ball. Elvis does a good job rolling here, and Dave Diebold comes up with a big catch.
Gets you a first down on 3rd down, and then here's the Desmond Show.
Right. Then Elvis hits Desmond, and finally, this should have happened a couple more times in that game, where we get the single coverage, and when they're going to do that to Desmond and stop the running game, we got to be able to hit him.
J.D. Carlson's extra point is good. Breaks Ali Haji Sheik's record for most consecutive extra points.
Yeah, that's quite a record. And, he's been doing well for us. He missed a field goal today, but he's doing well. Here we get a sack, and we're starting to get a little bit more of the pressure that you'd like to have. Here Powers gets about 10 more yards inside and got some tough yardage because they were coming with heavy defenses.
With just an 8-point lead, again, this is a key drive, and here's your young freshman breaking one up.
Yeah, Tyrone Wheatley got in there, and I was happy to see him get that run. Those young kids go in there, and they're a little nervous. Even some of the older kids were a little nervous today. They wanted to start out right, but we got to become a much better football team. Here, Elvis under pressure hits Desmond. Desmond makes a nice catch, and now we can breathe a little easier.
really breathe easier, and then Lance Stoughton puts the icing on the cake as the defense really comes up and makes a play they deserve to have made.
Right. And that's, you know, I keep saying this, Jim, but, you know, when they throw the ball 40 sometimes and you pick off 3 of them, they get a lot of yardage. But you know, you can turn some of those things around. It's still a game of turnovers. And if you don't have the great number of turnovers, you usually win the game.
The final's 35-13 now. You say, okay, it may have not have looked that great, but you won it. You got a lot of yardage through the air. You're going to work on that, but you're still not displeased with it.
Well, no, because we won, and that's the name of the game. But at the same time, we got to play a lot better. We aren't going to play like this next week and the following week. I mean, I'll guarantee you we're going to be a lot better football team, and it's important that we go to work. And I think we'll iron out some of the adjustments. As you know, the greatest improvement any team makes is from their first game to their second game. But I know Notre Dame is going to make the same kind of improvement. So that should be a battle, and we got to be a little sharper.
It's not going to get any easier next week. Don't go away. We'll be back, introduce you to the new Michigan Stadium. But first, we hear from one of the new heroes in the Michigan defense.
A lot of fun. It was a little scary in the beginning, but yeah, we pulled it out. It's a lot of fun after the game.